Hey, you. Yeah, you. Love the show and want more content? Want to be part of some of our hilarious adventures? Ever wish you could be part of the squad and team up with us in our fight to save the galaxy? Well, now you can. Head over to multiplayersquad.com and check out some of the awesome benefits we offer to our official squad mates. We offer a ton of extra ways you can interact with us and the show. We certainly aren't above bribery to earn your support, but we think you'll love all the extras that come with supporting this independent podcast. Thank you for listening and supporting the show. Now on to what's sure to be our greatest episode ever.
Hello, you are listening to the Multiplayer Gaming Podcast, the video game podcast that is mom approved. Here on the Multiplayer Podcast, we have a couple different types of episodes. Some where we cover different games, some where we cover gaming news, and then we have my favorite, the very special, the most favorite child in the group of episodes, Bonus Round. And this episode, we try and answer the question that no one is asking. But before I get to today's question, let me introduce my co-hosts. First, we have the prestige to my worldwide, Paul.
It's so funny, Todd. The last time I heard that, I fell off my dinosaur.
Oh, my goodness. And then we have the person who's the perfect blend of Fergie and Jesus, Josh.
I was really going to try to compare or package those two up and then just fell horribly
You're going to sing
short.
some Fergalicious for us, Josh?
Yeah, no.
Are we the leading podcast in Step Brothers quotes? I think we might be.
No, we're the leading gaming podcast focused on multiplayer games, subgenre, and gaming news that also leads in stepbrother quotes. I think that's our title.
Sure.
Todd did say we're mom approved. So, Paul, does your mom still approve of the podcast?
My mom is still a Patreon supporter, so I think
Nice.
that does make us mom approved.
Awesome.
That's a bad situation when your mom's like, hey, stop to listening and I'm going to stop
It stopped
supporting.
being funny a long time ago.
Has she gotten her Paul mug yet?
We set up a little store on our website where we are selling Paul mood mugs. One side of the mug is Paul sad. The other side is Paul happy. And it's the perfect way in those Slack meetings to show your mood.
The mug came out better than I ever imagined it would. And so do yourself a favor. Go look at the Paul mug. If you do nothing else from this episode, go look at the Paul mug.
It's on our website, multiplayerpodcast.com.
Easy.
Easy. All right, guys. Bonus round. This bonus round is going to be, a bracket, a competition, March Madness style. We're all going to draft and then vote on, who's going to win this round. And then the topic is one that we've been requested hundreds, if not thousands of times. What celebrities are best to game with?
Every time I go grocery shopping, I get stopped. People ask me this question. So it's about time that we answer it.
I just always have people asking me if I'll game with them, but I never understood why. But now it's starting to make sense.
Sorry, Josh, you need to turn your hearing aid up on your headphones. Best celebrity.
There it goes. I like...
What was the knob making?
You
that
know how
much
people mess with their
noise?
hearing aids and it makes that really bad squealy sound? I don't know. Well, I don't wear a hearing aid, but I know people that do, and it makes that sound. I love this. Here's the thing. I love this category because in a lot of these drafts we've done, there have been very clear, first rounders.
Yeah.
But in this one, I feel like somebody picked in the third round could wind up being, the winner.
And this one, more than the others, is going to be about persuasion. Because best celebrity to game with means a lot of different things.
Yeah, it's not that we're it's not that we're necessarily drafting what celebrity would win an esports tournament of a game, but just who would be best. Maybe, but who's best to play with? There's also a lot of gray area here. Is it someone you would have fun with? Someone you want to spend time with? Someone that you'd want to win with? So I'm curious to see what strategy you guys had with this.
I just diversified my portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
I went all the above.
Todd's going with Charles Schwab, first round.
Yes.
Yeah. Warren Buffett. They're
Mr.
all
Charlie, as I like to call him when I'm playing Halo.
all financial advisors.
Yep. All right. Who do we have kicking off?
I think it's
all right.
Paul.
So it's my turn to draft first. So in round 1, it's going to go me, Josh, and then Todd.
Then snake draft. I go twice.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, Paul.
All right, ready to kick this off, huh?
Is there
Best.
a clear 101? Is there a clear...
Yes.
You think there is?
Yes. To me, there is.
What about you, Todd?
Clear what?
A clear, first pick. A 101, they call it.
Round 1, pick 1, a clear-cut winner in your
No.
mind.
See, I don't think
No.
there is.
No.
There is for me personally. So when this was the idea, immediately I
You're
hoped
going
I
to
would have the
say
first
gaming
pick.
grandma. You're going to say gaming grandma, and I don't think that counts.
No shade.
You can't choose family, Paul. Family's out.
No shade to gamer grandma. It is not a family member. All right. So when I'm thinking about celebrities I want to play with, this needs to be, in my opinion, someone who either likes video games or someone that I think would have fun with it. So as fun as it might be to hang out with Denzel Washington, I really have trouble picturing him enjoying playing video games. I feel like he would think they were silly. So you got to go with someone who enjoys games, but I also want someone who's going to make me laugh, someone who's kind of a cultural hero of mine. And so for me, the 101 pick is Dave Chappelle.
Ooh.
All right, that's not a bad pick. But
That's
that
a
is,
good one.
he would not have been my first pick.
Oh, to me, he's so clearly the 101. And I'll tell you why. First of all, what do we know about Dave Chappelle in video games? We know he played World of Warcraft.
Everybody played World of Warcraft.
Sure. But we do know that he was one of the earliest celebrities to admit to playing World of Warcraft. He was a big fan. And were you guys a fan of Chappelle's show?
Yeah, of course.
I watched some of it. I was never into
some of
the
it?
late night TV.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
because
watch
you're
talk
old,
shows.
you can't stay up that late. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Josh probably watched, Leno or something. So Chappelle's show, there's one sketch in particular. Anyone who's a fan of the show is going to remember and love it and loves it. It's the sketch when Dave does the Make-A-Wish Foundation visit to the kid with cancer in the hospital and plays street hoops with him.
He just demolishes him, right? No mercy.
Yes, I quote it all the time. It's such a funny sketch. So Chappelle comes in and this kid is super pale and he's dying from cancer. And Dave's like, hey, I'm here to visit you. And the kid says, oh, do you want to play some street hoops? And Dave's like, yeah, all right. So they both pick up controllers. And Dave just starts dunking all over this kid. And he's just yelling things like, you can't deny me, Billy. You can't deny me. It's too real for you. And then one of the best lines is when Dave says, tell your friends dreams come true. Dave Chappelle came and saw you in the hospital and whooped your monkey butt in some street hoops. And then, of course, Billy starts fainting. He's like, oh, I don't feel so good. Call the nurse. And Dave gets on the intercom and he's like, nurse, can you come in here? Because Billy's getting his butt whooped in some street hoops. I need a witness. So you know what? I would gladly sit back and play games with Dave Chappelle while he's just making jokes and roasting me. I don't think I would stop laughing the entire time. He is by far my favorite stand-up comedian. I know a lot of people go with old school like George Carlin or Richard Pryor or maybe even Seinfeld or, Bill Burr or something. But for me, it's Dave Chappelle all the way. That would be my dream scenario.
Makes sense. That's not a bad pick. I could see like hanging out and playing games with him.
Yeah.
So, well, you and I kind of went the same route. Like people that I would want to hang out with.
Mhm.
You know, like I thought about the whole like competitive thing. Like, ooh, could I pick somebody that would just whoop up on everybody? But then I was like, I don't like to lose, and so that person would whoop up on me, and then that would, you know, then I'd get mad and I'd kick him out, and then it'd be awkward. So then I thought, kind of like you, Paul, somebody that I'd want to game with, maybe likes video games, and my number one pick. You know, Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out, and this guy is one of the featured characters.
You're breathtaking
in the game.
Oh,
you know, yeah, exactly. One of like, I don't get fanboy on celebrities very often, but if I saw this guy, I would completely be like, dude, I want to hang out with you. Keanu Reeves, buddy.
Good old
Who's
Keanu.
Oh, Todd.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one.
He's the famous actor from The Lake House with Sandra Bullock.
Ooh,
Maybe you've heard of him from
was
that.
in The Notebook. You know,
Yeah,
does lots of
No.
romance.
It's not in the Notebook.
No, I'm just.
Do you prefer Keanu Reeves in The Matrix or John Wick?
John. I mean, they're both phenomenal movies, though.
They're so good,
I mean,
right?
Yeah, I like. How do you choose? I like Keanu Reeves in like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure too.
Speed.
Yeah,
they're all good.
Yeah. That's the kind of guy that I could have sitting on my couch next to me, just playing games. Hey, Keanu, you want a drink, man? You want to barbecue some ribs or something? Like, yeah, Josh, yeah, that'd be great, man. I'll tell you what, like, I'll just stay here, man. I'll move into your guest bedroom and like we'll just hang out all the time, all right? And I'll be like, yeah, Keanu,
Wow.
can I call you Keanu? And he'd be like, yeah, man. I'll be like, great.
That escalated quickly. He's moving in with you now?
Yeah.
Okay.
wow.
Oh, I didn't tell you guys?
Dang.
Yeah. In my head, Keanu lives here.
Does
already.
that count as family? Because he might be disqualified.
I don't think he has a family, does he?
No.
Is he married? I don't know.
I believe he has a long-term girlfriend, but he had a lot of really tragic stuff. I think he was engaged and his fiance died back in the day. A lot of stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
he's got some. But you know what? That's why I want to play games with him, man. Let's just hang out, be happy together forever.
I think he has like a 100% approval rating. There's no one out there that actively dislikes Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
He's too nice.
exactly. He's too cool. All right, Todd.
All right, Keanu, locked in.
All right.
That was the real 101,
Paul?
by the way.
I checked, and we're not head-to-head first-round picks.
Okay.
And when we actually start going through the draft, because this would be hard. But Paul and I weren't too far off in our picks. My number one pick is Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes, he's on my list. He's
Samuel
actually
L.
on my list.
The dude has been interviewed saying he loved Pong, Space Invaders, GTA, and Assassin's Creed, and saying, I want to play shooting games. I'll sit at home, throw down with guns in front of my TV all day long. Give me a gun and I'm all over it. I have total enthusiasm over these games. Do you know who I want on my team if we're on comms in Overwatch, Call of Duty,
goodness.
anything?
That's why he was on my list.
The voice.
Just monkey fighting snakes on a Monday to Friday plane. Like it.
Yeah, the voice lines that Samuel L. Jackson, the trash talk that he would throw out to your opponents would be legendary.
It would instill like the fear of God in them. Like it wouldn't be just like I'm gonna yell obscenities. It's gonna be like I'm going to like take your soul and then rip it in half.
Yeah, I'd be scared if Samuel L. Jackson started yelling at me.
The only tough thing might just be him finding time to play games, because that dude makes like 4 movies a year.
It means he's got to relax some too, though. And what
It's true,
better way
yeah.
to relax than playing some video games?
Oh, I love Samuel L. He's great.
Dang
All
it.
right, and then snake draft. Get a go again, guys.
Don't you steal my pick, Todd.
I'm not.
Okay.
I preface this at the beginning of the show pretty hard. I'm going with Will Ferrell.
Okay.
That's a great pick.
I mean, are you going to play Rocket League with Will Ferrell?
Oh, no.
No. Are you going to play Mario Kart with Will Ferrell? Yes. One, I could see him being competitive. And two, just the jokes, the hangout factor of playing with Will Ferrell, even if he's doing terrible, is just too good to pass up.
I'm just picturing you running around with Will Ferrell in Rust, talking to people, and just having Will Ferrell quote his lines.
Or him opera singing while I'm playing the guitar in Rust. Like, there's too many. Will Ferrell is so talented. He can make any situation way more entertaining, even in Rust. All right, Josh.
The freaking Catalina wine mixer.
I feel like Will Ferrell would cry playing Rust. He's not afraid to show his emotions, and if he was playing Rust, he'd just start crying.
See, I'm going the other way. I think Will Ferrell would just lean into the yelling that he does in all of his movies. I drive a Dodge Stratus. I think those are the lines you're going to get from him. But I love it.
All right, I'm back up.
Who would be cooler to hang out with than Will Ferrell? He's got to be near the top of the list. It doesn't matter if it's games or any context. It's a good pick.
I feel like there are a ton of celebrities that are super funny. I feel like Will Ferrell's the one where even if he didn't super enjoy games or played a lot of games, he doesn't care. He's there for a good time, and he's gonna bring it. Like, he's just gonna be funny and make jokes at every chance he gets, even if like he's not having a fun time playing Rocket League or whatever. He's gonna goof.
He can be intimidating though, too. Have you seen some of like he was on Impractical Jokers, and they were bringing people in, and like he was intimidating them because people were like, "Oh, I get to meet Will Ferrell," and they're like, "Dude, no, Will Ferrell's like you can't look at him like he's not like he is in the movies." And then he would just glare at people, and I was like, "Dude, that guy can actually be scary if he wants to be."
Well, he's very tall too.
Right,
He's 6'4" or something, so he would be like an intimidating presence. Sure.
Yeah. All right, for my second pick, this guy is my spirit brother, my spirit animal, complete and total goofball. I mean, the character that he played on Parks and Rec is legitimately me. Andy Dwyer from Parks and Rec, aka Chris Pratt, Star-Lord himself. That's a guy that I would want to be playing some video games with.
I can see that, but I can also see him being like, "Wait, are we playing Madden? I'm the Colts. I call it."
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you know, he could be the Colts. Who wants to pick the Colts as their team that they want to play in Madden?
Well, that was his dream in Parks and Rec.
Oh,
he
I know.
wanted the jersey signed by Reggie Wayne catching the touchdown in the Super Bowl.
But yeah, that's a guy that I would just be, no offense to you guys, but just best friends with, hanging out with all the time.
How many guest rooms do you have in your house?
Well, I'm sure him and Keanu would be willing to.
They're sharing a room
together. What's wrong with that?
Bunk beds.
Yes. What's wrong?
Goodness.
I mean, hey,
I'm pretty sure he's married, right?
No, he and Anna Faris split
Chris
a while
Pratt.
ago.
No, he married Maria Schwarzenegger.
I don't know if you're joking or not. I don't.
Chris Pratt is legit married to Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter.
Okay.
No joke.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. I've got it up on Wikipedia. You are correct.
Hardest phone call to say, can I marry your daughter? to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He actually joked around about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean,
I want the guy that's going to be funny. I want the guy that's going to be cracking jokes. I want the guy that's easy to get along with. There's not that weird, awkward silence. Not that I know how to be quiet, but you know, just the guy that's going to have a good time. All right, Paul, back to backers.
Yeah. So we're leaning pretty heavily into the actors category, which is kind of what I assumed. Most of my lists are actors. Question for clarification. Does it have to be someone who's currently alive? Or can it be someone who's passed?
I don't think they should be disqualified just because they're dead.
I'm fine with deceased.
Okay.
I was trying to be formal.
Sure.
The Departed, Todd. I think that's the polite way of saying it.
So my second pick here to pair along with Dave Chappelle, I am going to go with someone who is departed, as Josh would say. I'm going to go with Chris Farley.
Dang it. He was on.
I think Chris Farley would be such a great person to play games with.
I just want to watch him rage. Like, I want to watch him get killed in Warzone and then just be, and just freak out, like throw the controller through your TV.
Is there any doubt that he would give the strongest reactions out of anyone you can think of? I mean, that dude was so over the top. If you want a good laugh, go watch him on David Letterman. There's one episode where he runs in and picks a guy up from the audience and runs outside and throws him in the dumpster. And it's just like, obviously it was like all planned ahead of time, but it's just this like 4-minute intro of him doing cartwheels, throwing people in the garbage. It's hysterical. The only thing that I thought was I'd be a little nervous he might break a coffee table or like legitimately jump out the window, because that would be in play. It could happen.
Smash the TV. If you're playing Wii bowling with that man, and he does not like get a strike, a controller's flying across the room.
And last thing about Chris Farley, all of the SNL cast who was on the show the same time as him, they all agree he was always the funniest person in the room. It didn't matter. With Sandler, David Spade, Chris Rock, all those guys, they all said Chris Farley was always the funniest person in the room. So how could you pass up that opportunity? I think it'd be a blast.
I agree.
Yeah.
This is a good pick.
All right, 2 Chris's in round 2. Chris Pratt and Chris Farley.
You get. Speaking of 2 picks.
Oh, yeah, it does come back to me.
Yeah.
All right. I've got a couple on this list. I'm not sure who to go with. For my third pick...
Don't you steal my pick, Paul.
You know...
Don't do it.
I was better prepared for reasons not to draft this person because I thought he was going to go before me, but I'm going to go with Henry Cavill.
He was on... Todd doesn't know.
Todd's looking confused.
Yeah.
Superman himself. Also, Geralt of Rivia on The Witcher on Netflix.
Recently had a very popular video where he built a PC by himself that went viral.
Okay.
He's a true gamer.
First off, building a PC, very easy. I don't know if that should go viral.
No, it's
most
more than just that.
Celebrities probably don't know how to do that. And he built quite a good PC. And he's actual true gamer. Funny story about him, Paul, since Todd doesn't know this, but when he got a call, I can't remember the movie. Was it
Zack
Superman?
Snyder for Superman.
Yeah. He did not answer the call because he was playing Warcraft.
He was in a raid.
Yeah.
So he ignored the call when he got cast as Superman.
Like any good gamer would. So props to him. He's on my list as well.
Yeah, he's a legitimate gamer. I would say when you're looking at actors, he's in that top tier of people who actually really are gamers. The only con, or at least the biggest con, is that he's too handsome. I'm going to feel very self-conscious.
You don't want him sitting on your couch playing games with you, hanging out all the time.
Yeah. He's a very handsome man. I don't want him anywhere near my wife. Let's just say that.
It's only a matter of days before your kids start calling him dad.
Hey, he's Superman.
All right.
Fair enough.
I'm impressed, you guys. There's actually, you guys have been picking people that were on my list, man. But you did not take my next pick. And so I am going with a true gamer, a guy that I would hang out with, a guy that is just a genuinely good person. I'm sensing a trend here with my picks that these are all like really good human beings as well.
Terrible decision.
I know, right? But this guy actually got into gaming because his son was into gaming and he didn't want to miss out on that part of his son's life.
Don't take my pick.
Oh,
it's already in the spreadsheet.
Yep. Terry Crews, buddy. Terry Crews.
Oh my goodness.
I love Terry Crews. Everybody that knows Terry Crews loves Terry Crews. I would be friends with Terry Crews. The only thing is he can't stay in my guest room because he's a mountain of a man and he'd probably eat all my groceries because those muscles do not, they don't come easy. And so, Terry, you have to stay in the guest house. I'm sorry, but
You have guest rooms and a house for the rooms?
What?
How many guest spaces
You know what, Todd?
do you
That's
have?
a great idea. I could make my kids bunk together, and then I could give him one of my kids' rooms.
That's fair.
As long as you have a mini fridge that's stocked with enough yogurt, he might take that deal because Terry loves yogurt.
Terry loves yogurt.
He doesn't love yogurt. It's delicious. Man. But yeah, he is a true gamer. An awesome dude, would be so much fun to play games with. He's animated. He likes to laugh. He likes to have a good time. Getting him in the third round, oof, that's value. And was that really your pick, Todd?
It was really the next pick.
That is so awesome. That makes it even better.
So,
your last two picks, Todd.
Last two picks. This draft is heavily male dominated.
Mm-hmm.
So, my next pick, Tina Fey.
Okay. I've got some women on my list. I did not have Tina Fey on mine, although I love Tina Fey.
Tina Fey is amazing. Like, honestly, just in general, if like I'm watching a show and it's like, well, what is this? Like, I'm not that interested. And it's like, oh, either Tina Fey's in it or Tina Fey produced or wrote it. It's like, all right, I'll watch it. Like, I'll definitely watch it. And I read her book.
Yeah.
I listened to the audiobook where she narrated it.
I have the audiobook too. It's
Tina
great.
Fey is so dang funny. And I think her playing video games would just be that much funnier. I know we have a ton of comedians on here, but I think Tina Fey would just bring like a different aspect to fun for that.
I have trouble picturing her playing video games, but she's so funny. I feel like no matter what, it would be great.
Just upset that I wasn't invited to the Tina Fey audiobook club.
I sent the email.
I'll give you my Audible login. You can listen to it. I've also got one Game of Thrones and one Harry Potter there in my Audible account, and that's it. Those are my 3 books.
Tina Fey's audiobook is amazing. Like, it's so dang funny. But yeah, so Tina Fey. And then I'm going to go with one streamer. And that streamer is
Ninja?
I'm having a hard time. I have 2 on here. No.
There's one correct answer for somebody that I would want to play games with as a streamer.
The Doc? Shroud?
I'm going with Wellen.
Who?
Wellen
Mr.
is
Rust.
a Rust streamer.
Yeah.
Has like 2.2 million subs on YouTube. And the dude creates insane, just all over first-person shooters, but definitely insane Rust videos. Where if you haven't checked him out, go check him out. Wellen on YouTube. He creates videos where there is a clan that is like known to be hackers, and he'll find a way in, kill someone, take down a door, take their rockets, and start creating chaos for like a group of hackers, which is like, we've all played Rust. You don't mess with hackers. You just avoid them. And like, his MO is going up against clans with 1, 2, or 3 people. Like, not a lot of people. It creates epic fights. The dude is just insane at Rust and is super talented, as well as most video games, and he's super entertaining.
Is he the 2-time back-to-back Blockbuster champion?
What's a
Blockbuster champion?
I don't know what you're talking about,
That's Dr. Disrespect, man. Never mind. You guys don't...
Who's that?
I know
Oh
who
my
Dr.
goodness.
Disrespect is.
Yeah.
I don't know what a Blockbuster champion is.
Sorry, I'm looking for his name, and I can't find him on Twitch. Who's...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you won't find him there.
Yeah. It's because he's too big for the platform. But no, I actually do know who Wellen is. He does make amazing videos. Even if you're not into Rust, watch Wellen's videos, and you will love Rust, and you will love what he does.
Well, and let's be honest, out of all these celebrities that we have on the list, playing with someone who is an actual streamer and someone who's actually very good at Rust, a game that we all love, actually might be the best experience. So it's a very, very good pick.
All right. Is it back to me?
Yep. It's your last pick, Josh.
This is my last pick. Ooh, man.
Mm-hmm.
I've got...
Cross Welland off the list. I already took it.
Yeah, he was... That's the first person that was not on... Well, actually, Tina Fey wasn't on my list either. So that was your 2 picks for the
That's
first
on
2
you,
people.
though.
But...
If you say all of you, I'm leaving.
All of... What?
Like the Time Person of the year. You.
Oh, man.
The fans.
All right, I'm going to go for the win, I think. And then I'll tell you who my other pick was later. But I'm going with Jack Black, buddy.
Oh,
Jack Black.
He's
Jablinski
on my
Games.
list.
This guy, he is a gamer.
He was in a video game.
What's that?
He was in a video game.
Video game.
Yep.
What game, Josh?
His YouTube channel is phenomenal.
Josh doesn't know what game.
He was in Jumanji. What are you talking about?
No,
That's a game.
what
an actual
video game?
A video game.
And he was in a video game that we've all played.
Well, I know me and Todd played it at least. Brutal Legend.
Oh, that's right.
No.
Yes, he was.
Dude,
that was such
he's
a good
in
fighting
2
game.
video
I forgot
games.
Oh,
about
he's in
that.
2? What else is he in?
He's in 2.
Jumanji and Brutal
No.
Legend.
No. Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Are you guys kidding me? He was an unlockable character.
Are you serious?
I don't remember Jack Black being.
I think it's the cop. The model is Jack Black. Like if you go Tony Hawk Pro Skater, Jack Black.
Like the first Tony Hawk?
It might be 2.
I was going to say, I feel like no one would have known Jack Black back then. That's a
Yeah.
long time ago, but I'll take your word for it. Yeah, Jack Black, who would be more fun to play Rock Band with? Jack Black would be great.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I mean, I don't think there's much more I need to say about him. He's hilarious. It would be a ton of fun to play games with him. He's a true gamer, so he is probably decent at games as well. That's it. That's my last pick.
It's a good pick. All right, and then I get to finish the draft out. A couple runners up that I am not going to take, but were on my list. Bill Hader, always great. Robin Williams, famously loved video games.
I had Robin Williams was the guy that I would have wanted to play with just so I could just hang out with Robin Williams.
I would just want him to hug me and say, it's not your fault.
Yeah, honestly, I would hug Robin Williams until it was uncomfortable.
Yeah. So famously named his daughter Zelda. Yeah. So Robin Williams would be great. Vin Diesel loves Dungeons and Dragons. I feel like we could make the jump to games. Also Kate McKinnon was on my short list. She's just too funny, but I'm going to go with Mila Kunis.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I feel like we need a second woman on our list, so I'm going to go with her. Couple of reasons. First of all, we both love World of Warcraft. We both love The Bachelor.
Oh, jeez.
Her and I have lots to talk about. We both like Ashton. Bring him in the mix. But I feel like we'd have a lot to talk about. And Todd, this should be right up your alley. She loves Call of Duty zombie mode. So she's all about that Call of Duty life also. Oh, yeah. Side note. She was a fantastic guest on Conan's podcast. If you ever want to go back and listen to one, she's a fantastic guest. She is always very genuine and open and hilarious and grounded, probably because she grew up outside the US, or at least was born in Ukraine. But Mila Kunis will be my last pick.
I almost I had Morgan Freeman on my list just to narrate everything that I was doing.
Yeah, you're playing Rocket League, and he's like the announcer on
Yes, that would be great. Justin Timberlake would be another really cool guy to hang out with and play games with.
I'm surprised no one got him. Will Arnett, huge gamer.
Yeah, he is
so
a big
much
gamer.
So Xbox did a series that he hosted of like him and his friends playing Xbox games.
Well, doesn't he play with like Jason Bateman and Justin Theroux? They're all like buddies and they all game together. Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
All right, time to get into the nitty gritty now, huh?
All right, cue the music. Dave Chappelle versus Jack Black.
Oh,
Match 1, round 1.
Oh, these are gonna be tough, man. I
don't
just
wanna
realized
be the deciding person in this.
Well, you don't have to be. Josh could make the right pick and say it's Dave Chappelle.
I would love to hang out with Jack Black and play video games with that guy.
Of course, I would too.
Right, but I'm saying, like, I feel like Dave Chappelle would just go off the wall, though. I feel like he'd be playing games, and then he'd just go off on some rant, and then just go crazy, start cracking himself up.
You're worried about Dave going crazy over Jack Black?
Yeah, but Jack Black's he's a consummate gamer. Is Dave Chappelle a gamer?
Yes.
Yeah,
he really is.
Is he? Yeah. I mean, as much does he have a YouTube gaming channel that has 14.3 million views?
I'm not sure Dave Chappelle does anything online. He doesn't care. He lives on a farm in Ohio.
He probably doesn't have the best internet. He's going to be laggy. He's probably been out of the game for a while.
He lives in your guest house.
Yeah. No. He's going to live at Josh's house, and he's going to come to my house and come play games.
My guest house is full. My kids have been dislocated to one room. And I'm sorry, but Keanu and Chris are bunking up in the other one.
All right. So Josh is falsely voting for his own pick. I'm voting Dave. Todd, you're going to have to decide it.
Going with Dave Chappelle.
What?
Thank you.
Josh, I don't know if it's because you haven't seen the Chappelle show or a stand-up, like...
Oh, he's hilarious.
And like, I feel like this hurts saying it, but like Jack Black would bring an energy that is super fun some of the time. Dave Chappelle would be like low-key amazing all of the time.
But I feel like, all right, that's fair. I can't argue. The choice was made.
All right, last Chappelle quote. When Billy, the kid with cancer, he dies, Dave brings him back with a defibrillator and yells, "Oh, Billy, I should have left you dead, baby, because that was a killing," in Street Hoops. So, yeah. Bring it on, Dave.
Ouch. All right. Round 1, match 2. Keanu versus Wellen. So Keanu is Josh's pick. Wellen is my pick. Paul, think about it.
For the sake of time, do I need to make an argument?
Does Keanu play video games? The answer is no.
I can't imagine that he does.
Is Wellen even considered a celebrity?
2.2 million subscribers.
Yeah.
That's a lot of millions. That is more millions than I have.
If I walked past Wellen
2.2 million more
anywhere in the world, if Wellen was sleeping in my guest room, I would be like, "Who are you?
Okay.
And why are you in my house? And why are you sleeping in Keanu's bed?"
Paul.
Yeah, I'm not understanding
Josh
this
is
argument.
Distracting.
Yes.
Josh is trying to say he's disqualified because he's not as big of a celebrity as Keanu, and that's because he knows it would be way more fun to play with Wellen, someone who is very, very, very talented at video games and a very entertaining person to be around.
I don't know what Wellen's like in real life. I do know what Keanu's like in real life.
Wellen's MO is pumpkins.
That's a lie.
The dude, but
don't you try to bribe the judge.
No.
Hey, Paul, you know what Keanu's MO is? Bear steaks.
He grew
that he
farm in
kills
his backyard.
and catches himself, and then he grills them up,
yard
Paul.
Because he loves
he
pumpkins
smokes
so
them
much
for 16 hours in his own smoker, Paul.
Bear steaks in his smoker. All right. Here's the thing. I love Keanu Reeves. I think he would be one of the greatest people to meet. I don't think he'd be fun to play games with. I kind of feel like he would be a dead fish.
What?
I don't think he's a fun hang. I think he's a fun meet.
He's a completely cool... Dude, have you not seen any of the videos where he's riding the subway and then like he sits down next to people and starts chatting them up? And
yeah, he's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
I think he's nice but boring.
What?
Let's be honest. Neither of these guys are winning.
Like
Wellen, Keanu, neither of them are going to win, but I have to go Wellen.
Eat dirt, Josh.
Sorry.
Upset.
That is the most egregious
Upset.
choice that I have ever heard in any of these drafts.
Keanu's not winning this bracket anyway, so it doesn't ultimately matter.
The fact that some dude named Wellen who only makes YouTube videos, beat out Keanu Reeves as a guy that you would want to hang out and play video games with is...
No. The best celebrity to play video games with.
Yeah.
It would be more
There's
fun.
no difference. I said a guy or the best celebrity. And you're telling me that you think Wellen is better to play with than Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's not even really close, to be honest.
There is no integrity on this show.
Salt
at
in
all.
the wound. All right. Next.
I'm blowing this
round
draft
one,
up from here on out.
Match 3. Oh, jeez. My man, Samuel L. Jackson versus Mila Kunis.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Now, unlike Josh,
that's my choice.
Obviously, Samuel L. Jackson's the choice. See, I've got integrity. Yeah, the answer is Samuel L.
All right. Round 1, match 4. Will Ferrell versus Terry Crews.
It doesn't matter what I say. You guys are going to make the wrong pick anyway.
It's Will Ferrell.
It's Will Ferrell.
It's
Will
Terry Crews.
Ferrell.
Okay, on the same topic. Okay, so to use Paul's logic against him, I would rather play video games with Terry Crews than Will Ferrell because Will Ferrell doesn't know how to play video games.
Does know how to
And
play
you
video
guys
games.
even admitted that when you were talking about Will Ferrell that he'd probably just go off on some tangent.
No.
Yeah.
Look, if you Google Will Ferrell video games, there are videos of him playing video games for charity. For charity, Josh. Do
That's
you
for
not
charity.
Like
He doesn't do it
charity?
because he
Josh
wants
is
to.
anti-charity.
He doesn't do it because it's his spare time.
Are you anti-charity?
Straight yes or no answer. Are you anti-charity? Look, here's the thing. My argument against Keanu is not that I think he doesn't play games. It's that I think it would not be fun. I think you could do anything with Will Ferrell and it would be fun. I think the most boring thing in the world would be fishing. And if Will Ferrell invited me to go fishing with him, the answer is, of course, a yes. I wouldn't even think twice about it.
He could just be over there like, hey, do you guys think fishes fart?
Of course they do.
And it would be,
Where do you think the foam in the ocean comes from? It's a well-known scientific fact.
it's all right. The fact that you are literally a marine biologist and saying those things has me very confused.
Yep.
But fun fact.
I'm not even going to argue this
Josh,
because I know how much Paul loves Will Ferrell.
Oh, of course.
Even though Terry Crews is the right answer.
Step Brothers, old school,
just like, can we
Anchorman.
get back to the fact that Josh is a marine biologist? Like, I feel like he doesn't get recognized enough for that.
Yeah.
So the fish fart in the ocean foam.
That's
Like, let's
that's
just
true.
full circle.
You
It's
think I'm
science.
making that up? You should Google it, Todd.
All right. I'm going to get some weird ads.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
just Google fish fart foam.
Fish fart medication.
All right, so Will Ferrell is your official pick.
Yeah, Will Ferrell.
All right. Round 1, match 5. Chris Pratt versus Henry Cavill.
Cavill.
Cavill?
He's a famous actor.
Todd doesn't know who that
Oh.
is, so does that mean that you're
Who's
just
that?
going with Chris Pratt, Todd?
I don't.
I like that the judge on this one doesn't know one of the celebrities.
I don't know what to do here.
Star-Lord,
Well, I do.
Chris
Yeah,
Pratt.
I'm voting for Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt is a fun hang. He's a fun
Yeah.
hang.
All right. I don't have to make a decision. Paul just didn't want to get it far enough where he stayed in the guest bedroom and then like he had that handsome of a man.
Oh
in his
yeah,
house.
we have to eliminate him now. let's be real.
All right, disclaimer, multiplayer podcast does not encourage murdering anyone. of any sort.
No,
Do not condone the
You
elimination.
said,
take
you
him
said
out.
eliminate him now.
Yes,
Yeah, don't say take
from
him
the
out.
tournament. I do not condone murder. In case that was in question. However, I am for eliminating him from the tournament. All right, so Chris Pratt. We have some funny guys making it through. Chappelle, Will Ferrell, Chris Pratt. That's a lot of comedy.
Round 1, match 6, easy one. Chris Farley versus Tina Fey.
Ooh, it's an SNL off.
Yeah, we're gonna
Write
speed
it
that
down
up.
and keep on going.
I worry
Fey.
about Chris Farley breaking all of my stuff. Like I've got a nice TV, man. You know, like I don't want him breaking my TV,
Yeah.
my couch.
That's fair.
My wife would get so mad if he like broke my couch.
But if he did, he'd buy you a new one. He was a very nice man.
Jump through your sliding glass window.
He would.
Come on.
Like it'd be funny, but then who would clean that up?
He'd pay someone.
All right.
He was known for being a softie.
Yeah, he really was. Yeah, that's okay. All right.
But do you know who would leave the place cleaner than she found it? Tina Fey.
I can't deny that Tina Fey would leave your house in better condition than Chris Farley. I will
Thank you.
concede that point.
All right. Point on top of it. She'd be better at video games than Chris Farley. You think he has the attention span
I don't know about
I know. I don't have much to
Yeah, the
on,
choice
Paul.
is Chris Farley.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. That would always be a dream of mine, to be able to hang with him.
Who do we have?
Round two.
Round 2, match 1. Uh-oh. Dave Chappelle versus Chris Pratt.
Oh my goodness!
I
What?
feel like that's a finals lineup right there. Those are two
That's a
heavy
hard
hitters.
one.
How is this in the second round?
I know, right? Either of those two, I feel, would have a chance to win the whole tournament.
Any defense? Either of you? Need something.
For me, Dave Chappelle just stands so above everyone. I feel like you might glean some life advice from Dave Chappelle. I don't know that I'm going to get that from Chris Pratt, but I don't feel like there's a loser here. It's follow your heart, Todd.
Can you say may it please the court before you address me?
Yes.
All I'll say is this: Chris Pratt is the guy that I feel like would be in our Discord server, chatting us up every day, coming over to your house to hang out. You know, just
Yeah, Dave is never going to call you after this. This would be a one-time event. I kind of feel like Chris Pratt, maybe you could actually become friends. You're not going
Right.
to become life friends with Dave Chappelle, that's for sure.
right, and that's why when it comes to gaming with a celebrity, Chris Pratt edges out in a narrow battle Dave Chappelle.
What's your vote, Todd?
I feel like it's Chris Pratt.
All right. I'm a little sad. Chappelle to me is the clear 101, but I'm okay with Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Right on.
He's an Avenger.
That's true. No, he's not an
He's
Avenger.
not an Avenger.
No, he's a guardian.
He's
of
a
the
guardian of the
galaxy.
galaxy.
Is he not an Avenger?
He
No.
no.
I don't
Too
think
late.
so.
You've already made your choice, Todd.
He lied to me.
In our
He said I
DMs, he
was an
promised.
He was in the Infinity War saga, though.
Yes.
How can you be in that and not an Avenger?
Well, he's in the
Yes.
movie, but he's not in the group.
Right. We've really confused Todd now.
All right. That's fair. Round 2, match 2, Wellen versus Will Ferrell. It's hard, guys. I can't.
It's
I
the
can't
battle of the
decide.
W's.
All right, Will Ferrell.
Wait,
Yeah, it's got to
I'm
be
the
Will
judge.
Ferrell.
I'm going with Wellen.
No, you're
I
not
feel
the
like
judge.
Will
They're
Ferrell
both
would
my
be lame
picks.
and sitting on my couch and just going off on a tangent.
Ooh.
I like how
Oh,
Josh
boy.
wants a sweaty game session with his celebrity. Josh does not want to chat. He does not want to hear any jokes. No tangents. Will, you better start looking at the screen and pay attention,
Oh,
buddy.
how the turntables, Paul.
Oh, how the turntables.
No, it's Will Ferrell, for sure.
Yeah.
I was just picking on Paul.
All right. Round 2, match 3. Samuel L. Jackson versus Chris Farley.
Two very loud people.
This is another tough one.
Yeah.
I don't think this is close at all.
I do.
Chris Farley's gonna break some stuff. Samuel L. Jackson is just gonna break some people down.
Who's going to give you a better story to tell?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, absolutely not. Chris Farley is definitely going to give you a better story.
Samuel L. Jackson, come on. The dude is a storyteller.
Okay, legitimately, no trolling. I think it would be absolutely hilarious to play a game with Samuel L. Jackson and have him just go on a tirade and just start laying the smack down, to people online or to me, if he's whooping up on me or something like that. This is super close, but I can imagine Samuel L. Jackson playing video games and just being him more than I can Chris Farley.
Wow, you guys have some crazy takes, but all right, Samuel L. Jackson.
All right.
So we're letting Todd bring two people to the finals again.
Wait,
that's cool.
Are we?
Yeah. I'm eliminated. I don't have anyone left.
Dang it.
Yeah. Well, you eliminated Chris Farley. So we're down to Chris Pratt, Will Ferrell, and Samuel L. Jackson. We can cross Samuel L. Jackson off. He does not deserve to be anywhere near Chris Pratt or Will Ferrell.
Yeah, he can't.
Not even close.
Okay, no. Let's break it down where we go line by line by line.
They both beat Samuel L. for me.
All right. Will Ferrell, Samuel L. Jackson.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah,
that's Will Ferrell.
Right? Okay. Chris Pratt, Samuel L. Jackson.
Chris Pratt.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
All right.
Todd just wants to have both his guys going. This is where it gets tough. I'm going to lose because of the Will Ferrell love.
Will Ferrell versus Chris Pratt. I'm sorry, Josh. It's Will Ferrell.
I would as much as I think Will Ferrell is awesome and hilarious and would tell the funniest just jokes and make me laugh, I would rather long-term game with Chris Pratt. I would rather have Chris Pratt in my house, around my kids and my family. I think my children would be terrified of Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell's a family man.
Chris Pratt lived in a van and smoked weed.
I think the vibe in my house would be much different if it was Will Ferrell gaming with me than if it was Chris Pratt gaming with me.
So Chris Pratt is someone who, will he be there every weekend playing video games? No. But once every couple months,
yes, he would.
It's going to be a memorable experience.
Wait, you're saying that Will Ferrell would be at my house every weekend playing video games, and Chris Pratt
wouldn't? What did I say? No, I meant Will Ferrell.
Oh, okay.
Just reverse that.
Okay, switch it.
All right. I think the best argument.
Fix it in post.
Yeah, we'll fix it in post. The best argument for Chris Pratt is that you could certainly argue Will Ferrell is past his prime. If I was getting 2000s Will Ferrell, then that would be probably a clear Will Ferrell win. So I think that's probably the best argument for Pratt. The best argument for Will Ferrell, he's funnier.
Is Will Ferrell?
He's Will Ferrell. He's a bigger celebrity, as big as Chris Pratt is.
And Will Ferrell isn't someone who just came onto the scene, did a little bit of stuff, and then faded away. Will Ferrell is like a fine wine. His movies age with grace.
He's just creepier.
By the hammer of Thor.
No,
he's going to be yelling stuff like that the whole time.
I'm envisioning him being in my house playing video games, and my kids would be intimidated to come into the room. Whereas if it was Chris Pratt, they'd be climbing on his back, doing somersaults off of him.
All right, we're all dads. If Chris Pratt came in and picked my child up, I'd be like, hey, put Harper down. If Will Ferrell did, he'd pick her up and be like, I don't have the money. I don't have the money for rent. Like, I'm so sorry. And my kid would just be laughing hysterically. Like, Chris Pratt is a better hang in general, especially for the full family, Will Ferrell is than Chris Pratt.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and vote for Chris Pratt. I think Will Ferrell is the better hang, period. But since it's video game specific, I'll give it to Chris Pratt.
Joke's on you. I deleted the entire bracket. This episode is void.
Hey, at least you had two guys in the finals, Todd. That's a moral victory.
Shenanigans.
I feel like,
all right.
I feel like, no disrespect to Will Ferrell, but I feel like when we're talking about celebrities that you want to game with, Chris Pratt is going to be at the top of more people's lists than Will Ferrell would be.
I won twice, and you guys didn't want to let me get a third win.
No, I even said earlier in round 2 when it was Chappelle versus Pratt, I said this feels like a finals match. Either of these guys could win the whole thing. So yeah, I'm giving it to Chris Pratt.
That's the right call.
Congratulations, Chris. I know you're listening.
Yeah. Oh, he's a huge fan of the show. He writes in all the time.
Just knock on your door, on your wall, Josh. Let him know that he's the winner.
Chris, you won. I told you would. Yeah. Yeah. I'll
Tell Keanu not to wait up.
Okay. Yep. Bye. All right. He said he's glad. Said it was, that was the right call.
All right. Well, that is our show for today. Thank you for listening to our bonus round episode. If you're not subscribed, make sure to go into your podcasting app and subscribe to get fresh content twice a week. If you're interested in finding out more information, you can find us on our website, multiplayerpodcast.com, Patreon, Multiplayer Squad, Twitch TV, Twitter, Instagram. It's all Multiplayer Pod.
MySpace.
Google
Plus.
LinkedIn.
Zynga.
Zynga? Isn't that the Candy Crush people?
I don't know.
Oh.
I was just saying things.
That's not a social media, is it?
Are we saying goodbye?
No, don't say bye. This episode doesn't have to end.
It's the show that never ends.
All
right,
geez,
bye-bye.
All right, I'm out.
Bye-bye.